how's it going?
I'm good, how are you?
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's finally nice to meet you.
Give everybody your name.
Yes, Janae Michelle.
And you're organizing this with Melissa?
Yeah, we just, we got this group of people together to do this amazing thing in the name of kids. And it's kind of remarkable to watch these people come together to do this thing, to address a problem that a lot of people kind of want to ignore, quite frankly, because it's a really hard, dark subject to talk about. And we don't want to believe that people are this depraved or depraved or this kind of scourge exists. But here we are. We're facing it head on.
So, this is Isabella.
Hi, Isabella.
This is a skateboard journalist.
I'm Tom Breedlove, the Indianapolis skateboard journalist.
Yeah, he's a very good guy in town.
I'm Tom Breedlove. That people know me as the Indianapolis skateboard journalist.
Oh, okay.
I'm Tom Breedlove. People know me as the Indianapolis skateboard journalist.
All right. Yeah, I've heard about you.
Thomas Breedlove.
Hey, how you doing?
Let's do Facebook Live each other or what?
Oh,
You're just
man.
doing recording for your show, right?
Well, you'll be in there later.
Okay, yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'll talk to
Thomas.
you.
I don't ever really see Thomas unless we're at an event filming each other, but check out Thomas Breedlove, the skateboard journalist. He has been chronicling the homelessness, the marches, everything downtown that's going on. He and that skateboard right there and those really cool skater shoes, and he did cut his hair, so maybe you didn't notice him. He used to have some like hipster hair, but now he's just, plain old guy, but he's still cool.
And I'm the Indianapolis skateboard journalist, and I make videos around town here of everything that's going on that I have time for.
Awesome.
And so I just wanted to talk to you about why you drove all the way to Indianapolis from Atlanta to be here today.
I would love to tell you why.
Welcome to our Save the Children, All Children Lives Matter. We are here protesting outside of, go figure, one of the media stations over here. And so I just wanted to pop on and let you guys come in and see what we're all doing and how many people are here. And this is our very first event, and we literally just had this group started for Indiana, 4 days ago, I believe. We have almost 5,000 members in our group on Facebook. So let me see if I can flip my camera. Here we go.
Well, I'm marching. Hey, you got me behind, Thomas. You got me behind.
That bad, it's like Evil Knievel.
Hey, I'm the silver lady. I'm pretty unpredictable.
Want to bow down now?
I didn't do anything wrong. Happy International Cannabis Day, Indianapolis!
Doing a love story on Jesus.
Fundraise year round.
You took a picture of me, but you won't give me a dollar.
The drummer, he's pretty good.
Should make for an interesting morning. Sure is turning out to be a rough ride. I haven't hit anybody in 45 years. How's it going, Mel?
Good, how are you doing?
Not too bad.
Good, thanks for showing up to document this. This is, I think, an important event in Indy. It's the first Save the Lives, or Save Children's Lives protests, or not really a protest, it's more of a demonstration because we're giving voice to the children that have no voice. And by us being here, we are liberating the fear of others to start now coming out and giving a voice to these children who are in literal slavery and bondage and have no voice. So we're here as the grown-ups to give them voice, even if the media doesn't do the due diligence we think that they should with this subject.
This is such a mammoth problem that now it is up to you and I. You and I are the ones that are supposed to do something about this when our law enforcement can't. So get behind the movement as you can. Save the Children, Indiana. There'll be more events like this coming up.
Save the children! Save the children! Save the children!
I heard you came all the way from Atlanta to be here.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Tom.
Hey Tom, I'm
Breedlove.
Crystal.
Nice to meet you, Crystal.
Nice to meet you. I have been talking about this issue long before anybody heard the words Pizzagate, long before anybody would even discuss the words child trafficking. I have been talking about this issue. I have been accused of being crazy. I have been accused of listening to fake news. I have been accused of everything under the sun that you could think of that people will say that don't want to face the fact that this is a real issue and they don't want to address the problem. It's here. People are waking up. People are starting to know this is not fake news. This is a real issue.
Have you been in contact with local media about this issue?
Janae Michelle, who's my partner on this project, her background is broadcast journalism. She has a lot of media contacts. So a press release was sent out yesterday, and I sent them a Facebook message.
Any response?
Security from WTHR wanted to talk with Janae, so she talked with them either yesterday or the day before, but I don't know that any media people have asked to speak with us.
Okay.
But the security people did.
Have you seen any security out here this morning?
No, I mean, they just wanted to kind of check out, I think, who we were and that everything would be chill.
They don't want to cover stuff like this, so we'll see. They got a cameraman out here, but I bet none of it rolls, or they'll put 3 seconds on the news.
I forget what his name is, but that must be the hardest working cameraman in Indianapolis because I see him everywhere.
Everywhere. He is the guy, man.
Just saying, you must be the hardest working cameraman in town, man.
Thank you, sir.
I see you everywhere.
I just think the media has a certain thing that they're going to cover. They want to keep you up to date on how many people are dying from corona and how many people are getting murdered in the city, and then what the weather is and the traffic is. And now we really don't have a lot of sports, so they're getting down to a little thin menu of things they can do. So eventually they're going to have to start covering things like homelessness, child trafficking, these things that are important to people. And right now, it just seems like they just like what they're doing.
What's your name again?
I'm Jim. I've been covering quite a few protests, Black Lives Matters protests, and the protests against shutting things down.
Yeah, and then the anti-mask. There's so many.
Yeah.
You're a pretty busy guy lately.
Well, it's interesting. It's fun to see who's here, like this guy here.
How'd you hear about this event?
Facebook.
Yeah. Did you join the group?
I did.
Okay. So, anything you want to say about what's going on out here today?
Just need to wake everyone up and to keep America great.
Oh, yeah,
again,
yeah.
you know. So, I mean, everybody tries to make everything so monolithic in terms of, you know, you have to be either this or that, and actually there's a lot of diversity in thought as far as what the truth is.
It's not as polarized as everybody makes it out to be. And we can actually have conversations out here on the streets about lots of things without getting into a fight like we would if we were having this conversation on social media.
I know, because on Facebook it's really, really easy to be, you know, to say things that you would never say to somebody's face.
Yeah.
You know, directly. So, yeah, that's really true.
Have you had any opposition to what you're doing?
Have we? Yeah, we've had opposition. A lot of it, believe it or not.
Coming from where?
A supremacist group.
Looks like a lot of support too.
Yeah. So, but our opposition has come. Looks like we've got some support driving by, but our opposition has actually come from a supremacist group.
Who?
I'm not going to say. I think everyone knows who does the violence.
There's going to be people in this group who don't see eye to eye politically on everything, but they also know that above all, we will be judged in history by how we treat our most vulnerable population, and that is children. And so between the animal kingdom and the children and adults, we are the ones that have to be the adults in the room, and we're the ones that have to stand up, and that's how we will be judged in the future and throughout history. I want to be on that side of history.
You know, we're so consumed with COVID and the pandemic and all the social justice things that there are lots of important issues that are not being talked about or covered. And I personally feel this is one of them, because if you really start, you know, you can go off the deep end. There's a lot of ways you can go, but there's definitely an issue here.
Where we go one, we go all. Where we go one, we go all. Where we go one, we go all. This is about unity. Save the children. Save the children. Save the children. Save the children. Save the children.
We are just real people. All these people out here are just real people that care.
We have more people than I kind of anticipated. I mean, I think especially after what happened on Meridian right here yesterday, a lot of people are afraid to be downtown right now.
Was there a shooting here yesterday?
It wasn't a shooting, it was somebody who brandished their weapon. So somebody stopped traffic and brandished their weapon.
I know what you're talking about.
And so, you know, those kinds of images scare people, but that's exactly, I think, what those groups are trying to do. It's an intimidation factor, and I get the cause, but that's going to scare people from having their freedom of speech, you know. It's a shame when everybody can't feel like they can speak their mind or show up to support a cause that they really appreciate. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just too nervous, I'm not going to come down. At some point, you got to let the fear go and you got to speak up, especially these kids don't have a voice. They don't get to do what we get to do right now. They don't have the freedom to walk these streets with us. They don't have that option at all. Talk about slavery, talk about imprisonment, talk about, you know, not being able to speak up for yourself. So that's why I think it's so important. That's why I'm here. I'm a mom, you know. It's heartbreaking to know that these kids don't have a voice. So they can go through what they do every day. I can do this and be a little bit uncomfortable for a few hours.
It's got to get started somewhere, and I'd like the hashtag Save the Children. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, really, honestly, you know, just if you don't agree with one of the persons in the group, maybe they like Trump or don't like Trump or whatever, focus on the goal. And we got to get together to focus on this goal of save the children, stop the sex trafficking. You know, we've shut down a couple of them here in Indiana, and you never saw the news on that.
doing a little homework about this. So I'm starting some discussions with IMPD sex trafficking units, and to learn about the program, like, or what's the problem is locally and statewide. And I also did a little homework. There's a state senator Merritt. He just last year proposed harsher penalties in the state legislature for sex traffickers. And I asked him, I said, I never saw what happened with this bill, what happened to it. I asked him actually just on Facebook, and he actually responded, and he said it just died. And I'm like, that's unbelievable. I mean, who doesn't vote for harsher penalties for human sex trafficking predators?
Atlanta, Georgia is the #1 hub for child sex trafficking in this country. The average age of a child in Atlanta that is sex trafficked is 12 years old. Now, if that was your child or your child or your child, can you imagine not standing for this? If you don't stand for this, I can't imagine what you could stand for as a human being. If I have my way about it, we're going to replicate it in every single state across this country. Every single state. We're not going to give an inch. We're not going to let them take a mile. None of the above. We are not stopping. Everyone is waking up to this. It finally is front and center for people where they know this is not something that happens in the back alleys of, the wrong side of town. That's not what this is. This is a highly funded, highly elite network. And it is bigger in terms of revenue and dollars than any other illegal trade operation in this country.
End child trafficking! Save the children!
No, we're doing a classic photo. We're going to get to it. We're waiting on a couple more people so we can do this photo.
You better not stand out in the sun too long in that.
I know.
I'm hot just wearing shorts. Have a good shoot, man.
Thanks, man.
Let's sit down in the front of the car. All right, can everybody see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, one sign.
All right, you got 2 more coming.
Okay, we got 2 more.
2 more coming.
Just fill in right there.
I was happy to get in the car and drive 10 hours to be here for this, because that's how important this issue is to me. That's how important it is clearly to all of these people, including yourself. You wouldn't be down here if you didn't see this as a real issue.
We are here to bring attention to this cause that children, 800,000 children in the U.S. go missing. Some return to their homes and some never do. Some lose their lives, and not a single children's life should go unaccounted for in this great country. And there's no turning back. We have to stay on this. We have to spread awareness. We have to tell our friends, our relatives, every single person we know. We have to start talking, and we do not stop until every person acknowledges that this is the biggest number 1 problem in this nation in this world. These children are innocent. They are our future. And we will not stop until this problem ends.
What's up, officer?
Hey, you cannot ride a skateboard in downtown Indianapolis until the square line.
Okay.
You know what that is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Just so you know.
All right.
Save the children! Save the children! Save